Welcome to Cisco Live,
Las Vegas, and we are bringing to you the first ever basement series.
Out of the Basement.
Woohoo! We are. Oh, we're live already.
We're live, yes.
Oh, yes. Welcome back in the basement series. As you know, we are out of the basements. We are in Las Vegas, and we have a really special guest today.
Do we?
Who are we meeting?
Well, let's find out. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Jim Florwick. I am a technical marketing engineer for the wireless BU at Cisco, which means I get to play with wireless all day long.
That is awesome. That sounds fun.
And
We
for
like
me,
that.
you are a rock star. You are a very
Absolutely.
well-known person.
I'm humbled to be present on your show. I am looking forward to this so much all week.
Sweet. Oh, that's so
Thank
cool.
you for whatever thing you blew off to be here. We appreciate you.
They weren't nearly as much fun.
Nice.
And I know
Nice.
you actually ditched someone. That's
That's
thank
all
you
right.
for that.
Yeah, well, thanks.
So,
we're here at Cisco Live. Tell us what you're doing and what's interesting.
Well, I've actually been here for a couple of days. I get into the knock here, and we've had a lot of interesting things that normally happen on a run-up, and yesterday being the most. We usually have people checking in and all kinds of networking needs. So it's been exciting so far. It's just nice to be back in person with everybody. And this
with you on
morning
that.
when I came out and those halls were filled with people waiting to get into sessions, it was like, we're back at Cisco Live.
We're back.
So, yeah, and
Outside,
then
it's
basically
crowded.
setting up demos, the meeting village, the buzz, everybody's excited. It's just been a great week so far.
super.
So, and we're just getting started today.
And
Yeah.
because you're running the NOC for our viewers, the NOC is the Network Operations Center.
I consult.
Sorry.
I consult at knock.
You consulted. Okay.
consulted.
He didn't run it.
Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
But what I wanted to say, this is a really tough audience, I would say, because it's a huge crowd. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
We're all IT specialists,
Right.
geeks, nerds,
Sure.
and I say that in the good way.
Yeah.
And they want to test your network, and they
Oh,
want
they
to
do.
challenge it
Yes.
and poke holes in it. So.
Yes.
You
The T-shirt we don't have is the Cisco shirt with the Target logo. Which, if you're at this show, what better Target, right?
Why not?
So,
Why
yeah,
would
there
you?
is quite an extensive infrastructure. Actually, if you want to get more on that, go by World of Solutions. There's a front of the NOC that's showing pretty much the same stuff they're monitoring in the NOC.
I'm sure
and
we're
all
going
of
to do
that
that.
is threat assessment
Love
and
it.
everything else. So, yeah, it's a really interesting place if you've not spent any time there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as consulting versus running, that's a real job running it.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But those that are running it, they are now assisted by a new help, I would say.
We do have some of that here, yes, we
Can
do.
you
Yeah.
tell us about that?
Well, we released something called AI Enhanced RRM. Everything has to have an AI or an ML in it, but this really is good intelligence brought to a serious problem. And at this show, we are running 2 of the 5 salons back there on AI RRM presently. So this has been one of the things I've looked forward to at Cisco is being able to talk about RRM or dig into RRM and be that specialist.
Right.
AI RRM has been a dream for many, many years for a bunch of engineers. We finally brought everything together that we've learned about RRM into AI RRM, and we're running Cisco Live on AI RRM.
Yeah, because we have a picture over here of the traditional RM, if we could say.
Nice.
The big difference, and that is a great picture because it really
Yeah.
does represent RRM as it is today. RRM has been around. It came in with the airspace acquisition, right? And it's been around as the algorithm that manages and optimizes the performance of your RF layer. It doesn't perform if you have interference. So
Right.
we're full. It's a real important job. And it has accommodated doubling channel widths, 40 megahertz, 80 megahertz, 160 megahertz, several protocols, bunches of changes in the standards. And today you can still make RRM work in any environment.
But it looks
complicated.
quite complicated,
Well-
on that picture. Yeah.
I like it. That feels like home.
Right?
Not everybody has the luxury to focus like I do. So
got
yeah,
you, got
that. It's complicated is the easiest way to say it.
So we evolved from that.
We have. And AI RRM, AI enhanced RRM. The entire goal of that was to make this information accessible to anybody managing a network and provide actionable information and real-time information on how well your network is performing from the RF level, which is separate from a lot of other management pains, because what you see is the effects of the RF, but actually managing the RF in that layer, that's where AI enhanced RRM comes in.
So what is the difference between, because there have been systems that were designed to collect loads and loads of data
Yes.
and then look for anomalies, patterns.
Sure.
What's the difference between what we've had in that kind of technology for years and what we have now with AI enhanced RRM?
A lot of people don't know this, but RRM actually collects statistics on 10-minute intervals if you leave it set for default.
Which we always recommend.
We recommend stay on the default.
we-
If you don't know what you're doing, stay on the default.
Stay on the defaults. A lot of people live happily there forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yes. AI RRM has the advantage of big data, has the advantage of collecting telemetry. RRM on the controller gets 10 minutes worth of data. And no matter when it runs, it's that last 10-minute snapshot. So we're actually making adjustments in real time based on real-time data. That's not always optimal. Your organization may be one of the lucky ones that quits at night, doesn't have business on the weekends, right? So these all go into that 10-minute snapshot, and you detune the network. When people aren't there, the RF properties are different when you don't have all the bodies walking around absorbing it.
Right.
So what AIRM brings is a 14-day window.
Okay.
We use AI analytics to investigate what is normal, what is your business hours. Busy time is a real big concept because I can measure through the course of the day and see opportunities for optimizing to make it a better experience for the user. But I can defer those changes until after hours, and I can understand what your busy hours are and give you guidance on your configs.
That is fantastic.
That's cool.
So the network setup for that looks a bit like this, right?
It does. What you need to get started is you need Cisco's DNA Center, which is going to give me the control plane for RM commands down, and it's going to give me the telemetry plane for all of the information up. You need Cisco's AI Analytic Cloud, which is where the algorithms are running and where we're pulling all the data for the dashboard.
And that is already available for us.
That is already available. That's been released now since last fall.
Oh, cool.
So in production. And then you need Cisco C9800 controller, 17.7 or above will do it for you. But
We
I
had a
recommend
session with
17.8
Simone
stuff.
on that controller.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
Yeah. I recommend 17.8 though, because we added more, and we're going to continue to do that for a while. Yeah.
Great. So this is going to be your network setup.
Yes.
And I asked you as well.
Well,
is it-
Cisco DNA A license also. Sorry, so
Okay.
it is included in the advanced license already. There's no additional
So you
license.
need
Fantastic.
Cisco DNA Advantage with your Cisco DNA Center.
Yep.
With your access points to support.
Your access points in a C9800 17.7 controller, and then you onboard with the AI Analytics Cloud and say, yes, please, AI RRM, and life gets happy.
Nice.
So which access points have the privilege of participating in AI enhanced RRM?
Anything Wave 2 or newer.
Wave 2 already?
Wave 2.
So you don't need the latest.
Wave 2 AC.
Wave 2, yeah. Wave 2.
Of course, I get that.
right. So yeah, Wave 2 or newer.
Oh, wow.
And then from a standpoint to the controller of the AP, it's still being operated under RRM. What physically changes is the RF group, which is that administrative and control function for RRM. That's where we collect all the data and run the algorithm.
Right.
That's simply moved to the AI cloud. And because of that, we've got very, very good You don't want RM to quit working,
No.
right? So if we lose the cloud, it just rolls back to the controller, but it's using the same configs it was when it went to the cloud. So it's literally seamless. If there is a failure or you get disconnected, it just takes over where it's at. So yeah, it's a pretty slick setup.
So you are running this in production.
Yes.
And you can actually show us how it's going to look like, right? Or how it looks.
I can show you how it looks today. We expected this. So, when you're looking at this is the dashboard for AIRM. It's designed to give
this
you
is
the quick...
this is a real environment.
This is real. This is here. This is running live this morning with
Cisco
all the
Live.
clients on the network. Yes. So if you look across the top, you see the number of APs that we're managing, which is a portion of the ones here at Cisco Live. You see the number of clients on this portion of the network so far. You see the health score, which is key, right? And it's showing right now 50 out of 100, which is cautionary. We're sensitive to load, though. We're looking at the capacity of the network as well. So it's looking at the holistic health. And really, for a high-density event, this is good. This is actually where we expect to be.
Yeah.
In a carpeted office space, it's a little different.
You want it different,
right?
Yes. Well, high density is different. Yeah.
High density is different everywhere, but the information across the top gives you what you need quickly and a little bit of the client experience. You're seeing 27 dB of SNR in that picture, which is acceptable for the conditions here.
What do you like to see in environments like this for your SNR thresholds?
SNR thresholds, we're shooting for 25.
Okay.
We've got wide open halls, metal ceilings, concrete floors out there. Noise just has an incredible
all the funny
amplifying
environments.
factor.
Yeah.
Well, it's come down. We've seen noise floors in high density with older clients. We were seeing things like minus. I remember Matt Schwartz called me out. I said, we saw minus 68. He said, I've never seen minus 68. Had him out to Mobile World Congress. He called me Tuesday. He said, I stand corrected.
Wow.
All right.
But that had metal walls and a lot more reflection. So it depends.
Okay.
But yeah, you get a lot of radios in the air, you're going to get noise.
Yeah. So if we go back to the screen,
Right. So
if you now click on it,
Yes.
This is actually the screen that you get. You see more data, more information.
Right. So, we've got a few APs up there that are scoring very low on the health metric, and we want to find out more about that. So you can get there two ways. You can go to the details or the trend line, which anywhere you click on this immediately produces a detail list. And as you can see here, we've clicked on the low scoring clients, and it's listed every one of those APs. You see 4 categories below that of things that are impacting it. Each of those categories has several metrics we're measuring. But the goal of this is to get there quickly. So if I click
and you can
on
click
that,
again.
right. So if I click on that and I go down and select one of these APs or that category that is showing a deflection, it gives me the exact reason that it's seeing that deflection. And in this case, it's interference. We're above the CCA threshold and it's at about 14% busy. So that means 14% of my airtime, potentially at the edge of the cell because of that RSSI, is being impacted. And that's the reason for our low score.
So for me as a network administrator, getting from the there is an issue on my network, there's a performance issue, and my clients, my customers are complaining, to getting a resolution.
Yes.
We go from days of troubleshooting to minutes.
Well, everything you see there, you can pull out of the WCAE, the config analyzer that Javier's taken so much love and care to write over the years. But you've got to pull that text file. You've got to parse that text file, and it's based on the last 10 minutes of data. And I can tell you, I've done this for years. This is really a joy.
Fantastic.
So this is, for as long as you've done this, this is something that you are truly excited about.
We haven't done a dashboard for RRM since WCS days.
Yeah, okay. That's
a long time ago.
That's a long time
I would say for me that's 15 kilogram ago.
Could be. Yeah. Could be.
A couple of miles since then.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. This is entirely built by the RRM team that has been writing the algorithms, and like I said, it's several years of work coming to culmination here.
You've done a really good job of hiding all of the complication behind that, because there is a lot that goes behind that.
There is a lot, and over the years, when you talk about that, you got to be with the right crowd. If they get a sparkle in their eyes, you can go deeper. But most folks, are really just happy RRM is working, and I think a large portion of our users probably fear that it might not one day.
Yeah, don't fix what ain't broken is what they.
Don't
Right,
fix what
right.
ain't broken.
So Jim, TBS started during the pandemic. We were
Yes.
always trying to figure out how we can make our home networks a little bit better. So what's your home network look like? How much AI RRM do you have on your home network?
I do have AIRM running on my home.
Okay.
I will preface this by saying the landscaper's house always has long grass. It's
very
one of
true.
those
Mowing
things.
other people's lawns,
And
yes.
and the monitoring system in my house tends to be, people watching Netflix, or, much like your home, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I hope you don't have teenagers.
I do.
I'm sorry.
That's why we have the same haircut.
That's exactly it. Yeah. That will drive you to getting taller than your hair.
Yeah.
So my home network, I've got a couple of networks running at home, and AIRM runs on-prem right now for DNAC, and that is not something that I want to plug in at my house. So I've got a remote set up with actually 5 9136s on it, C9136s that we're working on the 6 gigahertz component of AIRM right now. So that runs against San Jose, and then I've got a smattering of controllers and APs on different versions in my home as well, which adds to the challenge of delivering
Sounds like an
Netflix
engineer.
smoothly. Yeah. So, okay, look, in my neighborhood, if there's an RF problem, I'm it. So it's not a lot of troubleshooting that has to go into it.
Nice.
So with that, Jim, we are at the end of the episode. It was fantastic to have you with us. We are
Very
very
enjoyable
thankful.
to be with you guys today, and what an exciting place, man. I mean, out of the basement and into the real world again.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. And together.
And together, yeah.
That's weird.
That's
We're
the
sitting
best
next to
part,
each other.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, it was great. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for having me today.
Great job. Great episode. This is really good.